100 amputees on the other side of the world got prosthetics thanks to the help of 2 high schoolers at Incarnate Word Academy. Marissa Cummings has more on the organization that co-founded called Walk Again.
Siblings Sneha and Pranai Reddy admit they live a good life in Corpus Christi. So when they visited family in India and went to remote villages, they were exposed to harsh realities they weren't used to.
We were in India traveling around with our grandparents, and we would see these amputees like on the side of the road helpless because they don't have the resource to get the prosthetics they need.
They wanted to change that. Sneha reached out to Freedom Trust, a healthcare nonprofit in southern India, and with the help of her brother and cousin, began contacting people and collecting donations to give to the organization.
So I would write the letters, and then my cousin would call and my brother would help call, and we would just all work together on this.
After sending out numerous letters and making plenty of phone calls, they collected $32,000 and were able to go to India and hand out prosthetics to 100 amputees.
That was the highlight of the foundation. That really inspired us to do even more.
Pranai acknowledges that they donated a large amount of money, but says they made an even larger impact on people's lives.
We didn't just give them legs or arms or limbs back. We gave them their life back, their ability to provide for their family, their ability to work for themselves again.
And down the road, they hope to have different branches of the Walk Again Foundation across the U.S.
Definitely we want it to grow, but not just from us. We want more people to join in so that it can be even bigger cause than it already is.
Walk Again currently doesn't have a website, but if you want to donate, you can contact Incarnate Word Academy High School. Marissa Cummings, 3 News.
Wow, incredible. And then you can go to our website also for that phone number.